Okay, so how to get PR. This we touched on a little bit. Think like a journalist, okay? You want to avoid like the buzzwords that we're so used to using as salespeople. You know, this is the best, the newest. Now, you don't need to use that when you're pitching the journalist. You tell them this just launched on X day. We're just releasing this in time for the holidays. Avoid the flashy sales and focus on the facts, because the journalist is going to make it sound all flashy and wonderful when they decide to use it, but if they're reading the information that you're sending them, they're basically just blanking out any buzzword. Any fabulous adjective that you throw in there means nothing to them. They want the information of why it's the best product, why it's different than everything else that's on the market. What are you doing that sets you apart from everyone else? Why should they be paying attention to you and what you have to offer? In that regard, like we talked about, if you're going to try to pitch and get a TV segment, okay, say you want to do a segment focusing on 10 great holiday gift ideas, and say you are the pearls company. Who's the pearls person? Okay, pearls, obvious holiday gift, right? Maybe you could go to them and say, hey, can I do a great fashion gift idea segment? And so you have 10 things on the table. You have some really cute mittens, you have a hat, you have a cute little bag, you have maybe even some cosmetics. You obviously have your pearls, but what you did is you made it a bigger picture story, so it wasn't a giant ad for your pearls. Because a lot of times what will happen with those TV stations is if you just pitch them as all about my pearls, they're going to come back to you and say, maybe you should talk with our sales team about buying a segment or an ad. But if you broaden the picture a little bit and you just sort of slide yourself in there and talk a little bit more from an expert point of view as someone in the fashion industry, now they're going to start to see, oh, that could be really cool content for some of our viewers. That's when they're going to call you and say, okay, how to write a pitch. I'm going to jump into this in a little bit more detail, so we'll skip this one for now because this is the most important thing that you're going to do. In public relations, the pitch is the #1 thing that you're going to do. Do the work for them. This means give them all the information up front. Let them know who your expert is. Let them know why they're your expert. Tell them this is their cell phone number. They're available to talk to you whenever they want. Because if you don't give them all the information, they're going to start doing their own research. You know, a lot of times when we're pitching a story, we want it to be a bigger picture story. So we'll say to them, you know, here's a big trend that's happening right now in the food industry, and we've got a great chef that we'd love for you to talk to. Chances are they're going to call 3 other chefs because otherwise it's not a well-rounded story. But we can also say in that pitch, by the way, we also work with 3 other chefs. So if you want to talk to 3 other chefs who work in 3 different types of food, here's their names and contact information as well. Because a lot of times a journalist is going to look at that and say, wow, she did it all for me, that's easy, and just call the people that you gave them, and then you know exactly how your story is going to turn out. The exception to my upcoming rule, I hate press releases. I hate them. I don't use them. I refuse to send them. They died with the fax machine, as far as I'm concerned. The only time that I say, okay, you can send a press release, if you have a new hire, if you win an award, and you want to be in like the business brief section of the newspaper, that is the only time they're worth your time. The information that's in that press release is crucial, but I'm going to show you how to just present it a little bit differently.